ways that this functions, government policy can lag behind what a market would solve in a very quick, real-time manner. By the way, I'm not saying markets are perfect. I'm not going to hedge that, though. If you think I'm saying that, drink bleach.
You're welcome to join us. And
I think Destiny's just using a different definition. Wait, hold on. Am I getting triggered? Wait. Destiny, you need to understand he's talking about the redistribution of food if you're talking about the Soviet Union. No, I don't think he is, but we'll get there. Could you call Amazon a form of planned economy? No. Destiny presumes that the government has the people's best interest in mind. No. Oh, Wolfie. What a hilariously, naively retarded way to view other people or to view the world. The government doesn't have the people's best interest. The government is composed of a bunch of people, or comprised of a bunch of people that want to win elections. Now, typically you do this by adhering to what people want, but you could also find ways to do it that doesn't adhere to what people want. There are sneaky, weird things, but the same thing can be said for corporations as well. If you truly want to level up to the next level of being a thinking human being who's not a sheep that just follows whatever stupid online influencer you happen to watch the most of, okay? Understand this. Everybody has incentives. Very rarely are those incentives make the world a better place for everybody. That's true of corporations. That's true of the government, okay? Everybody has incentives. They respond to them predictably. You just try to follow where the incentives go, and then you try to construct a system where the incentives hopefully point you in the right direction, okay? That's what Adam Smith was talking about when he talked about the invisible jerk-off, okay? Is you have a hand that sneaks into your pants that you can't see, that nobody can see, and it jerks you off as long as you're sitting in the right position. And sitting in the right position means that you have all of the particular externalities accounted for with government policy. It means you've got all of the particular capital rules and all of the particular government restrictions set up so that when people are jerking you off, okay, they're not going to come everywhere, right? That's what it means.
I started early on. I was I guess back then you weren't a professional gamer yet because the game had just started to come out, but there was a game called StarCraft 2.
I need to find a snappy way to put together my backstory. We should think about this for a second, because everybody always asks me this. How'd you get into streaming? Bro, I don't know. How'd you get into psychology? I just ordered a new shirt. It actually just came in the mail today. I don't know if I saw this on Twitter, but when I go to New York City, I'm doing like 3 shows now. I'm going to be on Ryan Long's show. I'm going to be on that Around the Table or whatever, and then I'm going to do something with Big Ak. I think I'm going to wear this shirt for every single appearance. It just got in the mail today. I love it. I love it. I might wear this shirt every place I go to. God damn, look at that American eagle with the flag over the goddamn Constitution. Hell the yes. I'm curious to what extent you would consider yourself pro-Israel as opposed to simply being against the narrative of Palestinian oppression, wherein the Palestinian side can do no wrong. I don't know, I'm probably like 65 or 70% pro-Israel. It just depends on where you're at. If I start talking to any, like that Simcha Rockman guy or whatever, if I start talking to any crazy pro-Zionist, I'm probably going to come off as super anti-Israel. For Peterson, you actually did really well for how respectful you're forced to be with all these big timers. Do you agree with JP's take on your temperament, like on relative agreeableness? I'm probably a person who's very low in agreeability. I think that's probably true as a temperament, yeah. I mean, I'm literally like a debater archetype, right? How would I be anything but low in agreeability? Or low in agreeability. You fit in well with almost any community and get along with anyone. I don't know how that fits into your agreeability. Agreeability, I think, just has to do with a temperament. I think it would be said in general that if you're very high in agreeability, it might be impossible for you to super disagree with somebody, to fight a lot on an opinion. But I think if you're very low in agreeability, you can probably just like chill, I think. That'd be my guess. I'm kind of making my temperament sound objectively better by saying I can do both though, so. But I do think it's objectively better to be low in agreeability, so I would say that, yeah. Agreeableness is the general concern for social harmony. Agreeable individuals value getting along with others. They are generally considerate, kind, generous, trusting, and trustworthy, helpful, and willing to compromise their interests with others. Agreeable people also have an optimistic view of human nature. Oh, well, fuck, hold on. Disagreeable individuals place self-interest above getting along with others. Well, no. Well, now maybe you could argue the other one. An agreeable person is optimizing for the social situations, but they can argue or disagree with somebody if they want. They can fight with somebody if they want. I might be using agreeable incorrectly here. In terms of like the 5-factor personality shit. Your assumptions of why JP are wrong. He thought and read more on the leaders and their ideas than I think you'd believe. Okay, I don't know how to convince you of this, but just as a quick thing, if A man who has to say that he is the king is no true king, okay? Saying that you've read or saying that you've done this or whatever doesn't matter. If you've truly read and understood something, you should be able to incorporate it into your own thoughts, your own speech, your own worldview. Yeah. This puts my agreeableness at 65. Openness at 90. That makes sense. They say that people that have done mushrooms have higher openness than, like, it permanently changes. So, wow. Okay, anyway, back to this. Do you think Jordan B. Peterson got so argumentative because he's trying to test if you're truly low in agreeableness? My hope was that he got really argumentative because, one, I was willing to play back, which is, I think, is fun, and two, it's because he enjoyed the conversation, and three, it's because he was passionate about the things he believed in. That would be my hope for why he got argumentative. But what was JP like before and after the convo? Was he nice to you? Yeah, most of these people are usually pretty polite in person. Yeah, I think most of these people are really polite before and after, except for Norm. I didn't say a single word to him before and after. The Wayne guy was more polite, though. He talked significantly more than you. I think him cutting you off all the time gave you the feeling you had to be more concise than you probably needed to be. Yeah, everybody just likes to talk a lot, especially on their own shows. But whatever. Did you ask him about his daughter ghosting you like 10 times? Nope. Oh, also, I need a list of like the most retarded possible things that you could say about like Kendrick or Drake or J. Cole so that I can troll the out of Big Ac. Somebody write me up like a few paragraphs and I'll roll with it.
A particular game I might be playing.
We already know this.
It might
You've
be,
heard this.
And like
no one cares.
Honestly,
Jordan's main forte is on the trans issue where he started. The more the subject deviates from psychology, the lower the quality becomes. Maybe, yeah, but man, I've heard him talk about. I think I've heard him say dumb things on depression. He said some outrageously stupid things about ADHD, which is obviously an area that I know more about. So, I don't know. He's wandered. He's strayed.
So is your concern essentially something like the observation that if people are bereft enough of substance?
This is also something I super appreciate. I try to do this with other people. I think I do. I usually try to verbalize this before I answer a question. Is if somebody can summarize what you just said and repeat it back to you in their own words, then it shows that they have an understanding of what you've just told them, and then you can move on from there. It's fundamental and simple as that sounds. It's nice when somebody can do that.
The observation that if people are bereft enough of substance, let's say, that it's difficult for them to take advantage of equal opportunities, even if they are presented to them, let's say.
Yeah, essentially, yeah.
And you have some belief, and correct me if I'm wrong, you have some belief that there is room for state intervention at the level of basic provision to make those opportunities more manifest.
Yeah, to varying degrees, yeah.
So would you be in favor of making college free like in Europe? I don't know where I'm at right now in college. I actually don't know if college affordability is a problem at all in the United States right now. I saw a really hilarious thread pop up yesterday, and it was a thread in Our Economics where it felt like somebody posted a link to shit on how worthless college was becoming or something, but two completely different types of people showed up in this thread. One were students who said they went to college and they graduated and they couldn't find jobs, therefore college was worthless. But the second one was recruiters who showed up to argue about how poorly equipped college kids were to, do work, which was why college was useless because the kids sucked at everything. And it was funny watching these two people fight each other for what were both stupid arguments. Did I save this thread? This guy describes himself as average looking and says women won't date him because he's Middle Eastern, which is really funny because I'm pretty sure in America and in Canada, I don't think we even see Middle Eastern. It's just if you're dark enough, we'll call you brown. But if you're just like if you're like a light-skinned Middle Eastern person, people will find me on this, but I don't think in America we would think you're like, if you saw Hassan in public, I think you're just thinking like, oh, it's a white dude. You're not thinking like, oh my God, that guy looks like he's from the Middle East. I don't think you're ever thinking that. Same thing with this guy. Oh my God. This guy's posting thinking that because he's 5'9", or maybe he said 5'11". No, he said 5'9", and he's Middle Eastern, that white women won't give him the time of day. I'm like, bro, in the United States, anybody looking at you is just going to think you're white. What are you talking about? Reading through this guy's comment history was so sad. Can you imagine? He's got posts where he's like, yeah, I think I'm just like an average looking dude. Imagine, it's so funny because if a girl were to write anything like this, she would be excoriated. She would be destroyed online. You know